We've reached a milestone, folks. This is the 10th episode of Proofless. I'm your host, Anna Berger, and I am overwhelmed with gratitude for the incredible support you, our listeners, have shown us. Your emails, social media posts, and passionate discussions on our website fuel our drive to uncover the truth behind these haunting mysteries. Your engagement, your theories, and your commitment to these stories remind us why we do this, to give a voice to those who've been silenced and to keep searching for answers that elude us. Thank you for being part of this journey as we dive into the shadows of America's unsolved cases. Today, we're exploring a mystery that takes us to the high seas, where a dream vacation turned into a nightmare. The 1998 disappearance of Amy Lynn Bradley, a 23-year-old who vanished from a cruise ship in the Caribbean, leaving her family and investigators grappling with a case that defies explanation. This is a story of a vibrant young woman, a fleeting moment of vulnerability, and a web of theories that range from tragic accidents to sinister conspiracies. Welcome to Proofless, where we unravel cases where the evidence is scarce, the leads are maddeningly elusive, and the truth remains just out of reach. Settle in for a deep dive into a mystery that lingers like a storm on the horizon. Let's set the scene. It's March 1998 in Chesterfield County, Virginia, a suburban enclave south of Richmond, where tree-lined streets and family homes create a sense of safety and community. Amy Lynn Bradley is a 23-year-old with a zest for life and a future full of promise. Born on May 12, 1974, to Ron and Iva Bradley, Amy is the eldest of two children, with a younger brother, Brad. She's a recent graduate of Longwood University, holding a degree in physical education, and a standout athlete known for her basketball skills and competitive swimming. Standing 5 feet 6 inches with dark brown hair, green eyes, and a distinctive set of tattoos, a Tasmanian devil on her shoulder, a gecko on her lower back, a Chinese symbol on her ankle, and a sun on her shoulder blade. Amy is outgoing, confident, and fiercely independent. She's working as a lifeguard in Richmond, planning a career in education or coaching, and dreaming of travel and adventure. When her father's employer offers the family a week-long Caribbean cruise as a gift to celebrate Amy's graduation, she's thrilled. A chance to relax, bond with her family, and soak in the sun. The cruise aboard Royal Caribbean International's Rhapsody of the Seas departs from San Juan, Puerto Rico, on March 21, 1998, with stops planned in Aruba, Curacao, and St. Martin. The Rhapsody is a floating city, boasting 11 decks, a casino, multiple restaurants, a spa, and the Starlight Lounge, a nightclub pulsing with music. Amy, her parents Ron and Iva, and brother Brad settle into cabins on Deck 8. Amy and Brad share a room with a private balcony, while Ron and Iva are just down the hall. The family dives into the cruise's offerings. Amy snorkels in Aruba's crystal waters. Ron and Iva enjoy the ship's dining, and Brad, a teenager, tags along for the fun. Amy's social nature shines. She chats with passengers, befriends crew members, and spends evenings dancing to the ship's band. Blue Orchid, a reggae-infused group led by bassist Alistair "Yellow" Douglas. Her energy is infectious, and photos from the trip capture her smiling in a green dress at a formal dinner, radiating joy. On March 23rd, the ship docks in Oranjestad, Aruba, where the Bradleys spend the day exploring markets and beaches. That evening, they attend a formal dinner, and Amy heads to the Starlight Lounge afterward, dancing with Brad and other passengers. Around 1 a.m. on March 24th, Amy and Brad return to their cabin, having spent time with Yellow, who she'd been chatting with about the band's music. Brad later recalls their conversation was lighthearted, with Amy praising Blue Orchid's performance. They sit on their cabin's balcony, overlooking the dark ocean, talking about the trip and their plans. Amy listens to music through headphones and smokes a cigarette, while Brad heads to bed around 3:30 a.m. The ship is en route to Curacao, set to dock at 7 a.m. At 5:30 a.m., Ron wakes and sees Amy asleep on a lounge chair on the balcony, her cigarettes and lighter nearby. He doesn't disturb her and goes back to sleep. When he checks again at 6 a.m., Amy is gone. Her sandals remain in the cabin, but her cigarettes and lighter are missing, and the balcony door is slightly ajar. The Bradleys' panic is immediate. Amy is responsible, always checking in with her family, and her absence is alarming. Ron and Iva search the ship's public areas, the pool deck, gym, dining halls, but find no sign of her. They alert the ship's crew, expecting an immediate response, but Royal Caribbean's reaction is maddeningly tepid. The crew conducts a brief search of common areas but cites protocol. Passengers can leave the ship freely while docked, and Amy might have gone ashore in Curacao. The Bradleys insist she wouldn't leave without her wallet, ID, or shoes, and demand a lockdown of the ship. The crew refuses, arguing it would disrupt the 2,000-plus passengers, and delays making a ship-wide announcement about Amy's disappearance. By 7 a.m., as passengers disembark in Curacao, the opportunity to contain the situation slips away. Ron contacts the Curacao police and the U.S. consulate in San Juan, but jurisdictional complexities stall progress. The Rhapsody is registered in Norway, operating in international waters, and Curacao, a Dutch territory, has limited resources for an immediate investigation. The FBI assumes control of the case, given Amy's American citizenship, and agents board the Rhapsody in San Juan on March 26th, when the ship returns to its starting port. They interview the Bradley family, crew members, and dozens of passengers, focusing on Amy's last known movements. Security footage from the ship's public areas shows Amy in the Starlight Lounge at 1 a.m., dancing and talking with Yellow, but no cameras cover the Deck 8 balconies or private corridors. Her cabin's keycard shows no activity after 3:30 a.m., suggesting she didn't re-enter the room. The FBI searches the cabin, finding no signs of a struggle. Amy's clothes, wallet, and ID are untouched, but her cigarettes and lighter are gone, hinting she left voluntarily or was coerced. The Curacao police, with FBI assistance, search the port, beaches, and nearby waters, using divers and sniffer dogs, but find no trace of Amy. The Bradleys distribute flyers across Curacao, highlighting Amy's tattoos and offering a $50,000 reward, later raised to $250,000 as the case gains attention. The investigation explores multiple theories, each fraught with challenges. The simplest is that Amy fell overboard, either accidentally or by suicide. The Rhapsody's balconies are 8 feet above the waterline with 4-foot railings, making an accidental fall unlikely for a 5 feet 6 inches athletic woman who was not visibly intoxicated. Brad confirms Amy had a few drinks but was coherent, and her family insists she showed no signs of depression or suicidal thoughts. She was excited about her career and the cruise. The FBI rules out suicide but investigates the overboard theory, noting that a body falling into the Caribbean's currents could drift far or be lost to marine life. Divers search the waters between Aruba and Curacao, and the Coast Guard conducts aerial sweeps, but no evidence surfaces. The absence of a splash or distress call, combined with the calm seas that night, makes an accidental fall less plausible. Foul play becomes the leading hypothesis. The FBI suspects Amy was abducted, either from the ship or after being lured ashore in Curacao. Alistair Yellow Douglas is a key person of interest. He was among the last to see Amy, and witnesses confirm they danced together. Yellow, a Jamaican national in his 20s, admits to chatting with Amy about music but claims he rejoined his band for a 2 a.m. rehearsal, an alibi corroborated by bandmates and crew. His background check reveals no criminal history, and polygraph tests show no deception, though the Bradleys remain suspicious, citing his familiarity with Amy. Another lead emerges from a crew member who reports seeing Amy in an elevator around 5:45 a.m. with an unidentified man described as Caucasian in his 30s, with short brown hair, wearing casual clothes. The description is too vague to pinpoint a suspect, and no footage captures the encounter, as the ship's cameras were limited to public areas like the atrium and casino. The most disturbing theory is human trafficking. The Caribbean, a major cruise destination, has a history of organized crime, including sex trafficking networks targeting vulnerable tourists. Amy's youth, attractiveness, and distinctive tattoos make her a potential target. In August 1998, 5 months after her disappearance, a Canadian tourist, David Carmichael, contacts the FBI with a chilling sighting. While on a Curacao beach, he saw a woman resembling Amy, with a Tasmanian devil tattoo, walking with two men who appeared to be controlling her. She looked distressed, and when Carmichael approached, the men hurried her away. He didn't report it immediately, assuming it was a private matter, but later connected it to Amy's case after seeing her flyer. The FBI investigates, searching Curaçao's beaches and interviewing locals, but the lead goes cold. No photos or additional witnesses emerge. In 2005, another sighting reignites hope. A U.S. Navy officer, Chris Fenwick, claims he encountered a woman in a Barbados brothel who matched Amy's description, including her tattoos. She whispered, "My name is Amy Bradley. Please help me." But he was too shocked to act immediately, and by the time he alerted authorities, she was gone. The FBI follows up, raiding the brothel with Barbadian police, but finds no trace of the woman. The sighting, while compelling, lacks corroboration. No security footage or other patrons confirm it. These reports fuel the trafficking theory, suggesting Amy was taken off the ship, possibly drugged or coerced, and sold into a criminal network. The Caribbean's transient tourism and lax oversight in some ports make it a plausible scenario, but the absence of physical evidence, DNA, clothing, or belongings, frustrates investigators. Another theory posits an onboard crime. The Rhapsody carried over 2,000 passengers and 700 crew members from dozens of countries with varying levels of vetting. The FBI interviews crew with access to Deck 8, including housekeeping and security staff, but no suspects emerge. A passenger reports seeing a woman resembling Amy being escorted toward a service area around 5:50 a.m. near the crew-only zones, but the sighting is unconfirmed, and the service area's cameras were offline for maintenance. In 1999, a disturbing lead surfaces when a private investigator hired by the Bradleys discovers a photo on an adult website showing a woman resembling Amy, posed suggestively, with tattoos matching her gecko and Chinese symbol. Dubbed Jaws, the woman's image is traced to a server in Venezuela, but the trail ends there. Experts debate the photo's authenticity. Some believe it's Amy, others argue it's a look-alike, but it amplifies fears that she was trafficked or exploited. The Bradleys become a force in the search for Amy. Ron, a meticulous insurance agent, and Iva, a dedicated homemaker, pour their savings into the effort, hiring private investigators and traveling to the Caribbean multiple times. They appear on America's Most Wanted, Dateline, NBC, Oprah, and Unsolved Mysteries, sharing Amy's story and pleading for tips. Their website, amybradley.net, becomes a hub for information, featuring her photos, tattoos, and a $250,000 reward for her safe return or information leading to an arrest. The emotional toll is crushing. Ron takes extended leave from work, Iva battles anxiety, and Brad, just 17 at the time, struggles with guilt for not staying awake with Amy. The family criticizes Royal Caribbean for their initial inaction, accusing the cruise line of prioritizing their image over Amy's safety. In 2000, they file a lawsuit against Royal Caribbean for negligence, alleging inadequate security and delayed response. The case settles out of court in 2002 for an undisclosed sum, with Royal Caribbean agreeing to enhance shipboard cameras and missing persons protocols. The investigation faces daunting challenges. The international scope, spanning U.S., Norwegian, Dutch, and Caribbean jurisdictions, creates a maze of legal barriers. The FBI's authority is limited in Curaçao, and local police lack the resources for a prolonged search. The Rhapsody's crew, many of whom left Royal Caribbean after the cruise, are hard to track, and passenger records are incomplete due to privacy regulations. The absence of Amy's body or physical evidence makes it difficult to classify the case as a homicide, though the FBI lists it as a missing person with foul play suspected by 2000. In 1999, a tip about a body in a Curaçao landfill prompts a search, but it yields nothing. In 2003, a taxi driver in St. Martin claims he drove a woman matching Amy's description to a remote area. accompanied by a man who paid in cash, but the lead is unverifiable, and the case becomes a true crime phenomenon, amplified by the internet. The 2005 disappeared episode on Amy draws millions of viewers, and podcasts like Vanished and The Missing dedicate hours to her story. Reddit's r/r unresolved mysteries and web sleuths buzz with theories from trafficking to an onboard murder covered up by the cruise line. Some sleuths speculate about a crew member with a criminal past, noting Royal Caribbean's lax hiring practices in the 1990s, but no evidence supports this. Others point to similarities with other cruise disappearances, like that of Rebecca Coriam on a Disney ship in 2011, suggesting a pattern of lax security, though no links are proven. A controversial theory posits Amy staged her disappearance to start a new life, citing her independence and the stress of post-graduation life, but her family dismisses this. She was close to them, excited about her career, and wouldn't abandon her loved ones. The Bradleys' advocacy reshapes the cruise industry. Their lawsuit and media pressure lead to the Cruise Vessel Security and Safety Act of 2010, mandating better cameras, reporting of onboard crimes, and training for crew. Ron and Iva established the Amy Bradley Foundation, supporting families of missing persons and raising awareness about cruise safety. They offer workshops for travelers, emphasizing vigilance in international ports. The case's impact on Chesterfield County is profound. Neighbors rally around the Bradleys, and Amy's story becomes a cautionary tale for local schools. Online, the community keeps Amy's case alive, with X-posts and TikTok videos analyzing the 1999 website photo and the Barbados sighting. Some users claim to have spotted Amy in recent years, including a 2022 report from a Jamaican resort, but the FBI investigates and finds no match. Advances in technology offer glimmers of hope. In 2023, the FBI retests the 1999 website photo using facial recognition, but the image quality is too low for a definitive match. Genetic genealogy, used in cases like the Golden State Killer, is considered with Amy's DNA from a hairbrush in CODIS, but without a body or crime scene, progress stalls. The Bradleys push for a congressional inquiry into cruise ship crimes, citing over 200 disappearances reported from 1995 to 2010. As of July 2025, a Richmond Times-Dispatch report notes the case remains active, with the FBI pursuing tips from a 2024 sighting in Aruba, though it's unconfirmed. The $250,000 reward stands, and Ron, now in his 70s, tells People magazine, "We'll never stop looking for Amy. Someone knows where she is." The emotional toll on the Bradleys is heart-wrenching. Iva, battling health issues, maintains the website, while Brad, now in his 40s, speaks at missing persons events. The family holds annual vigils in Chesterfield, lighting candles for Amy and others. The case's proofless nature, no body, no crime scene, no definitive evidence, keeps it a haunting enigma. Was Amy taken from the Rhapsody and trafficked? Did she fall victim to an onboard predator? Or did a tragic accident claim her in the vast Caribbean? The answers remain as elusive as the ocean's depths. That's all for the 10th episode of Proofless. Amy Lynn Bradley's disappearance is a mystery that challenges our understanding of safety and justice on the high seas. If you have information, contact the FBI or visit amybradley.net. Share your thoughts on our website or social media, and join us next time for another journey into the unknown. Until then, keep searching for answers.